Disclaimer. The purpose of this video is an educational documentary providing authoritative news reporting on historic events in a journalistic context. All of the opinions in this video are mine alone. Everything in this video has been taken from publicly available sources, and any footage used is covered under the doctrine of fair use. We have made every effort to ensure the accuracy of our sources, but I am not responsible for content that third parties publish. Content warning. This video contains themes of violence, death, and gang activity, but every effort has been made to censor this video in accordance with YouTube's advertiser and community guidelines. This video features no violence on screen, no explicit language, and no hateful language. If you want to see extended versions of my videos with much more detail, please visit patreon.com/TraplawRoss, where you can watch the director's cut for just $2. If you're not interested in that, hit the subscribe button and get ready to hear one of the craziest stories ever told. From the early 2010s to now, there are few cities that are as talked about as Chicago when it comes to gangster rap. Whether it's the early days of Chief Keef creating street bangers whilst on house arrest, popularizing the phenomenon of drill music, the hyper-realistic modern-day rendition of gangster rap, which gave us the present-day king of Chicago drill, Lil Durk, whose auto-tune pain music about life in the streets landed him in the studio.
Free smoke, man.
The Free dirt in the entire rap game. Chicago drill is arguably on top when it comes to the various subgenres of hip-hop. This hyper-violent, hyper-real evolution of gangster rap is here to stay, and it's truly changed the game when it comes to the junction between art and true crime. But in the midst of all of this hype, fans of Chicago drill culture always seem to pick a new target to be infatuated by, mainly on the basis of which gangster rapper really backs up their talk on the microphone with real drills in the streets. And in recent years, there's been endless online debates about exactly which rappers are real killers like they say, or just imposters building killer personas to gain popularity, with a lot of this debate taking place specifically in r/Chiracology, the Reddit community keeping up with the latest in Chicago street politics and drill music. These days, drill music fans are less interested in a person's musical talent or output and much more interested in debating the truth behind a rapper's savage persona, whether or not they can be linked to any crazy events or real-life murders. Figures like King Von, or rap's first serial killer as I called him in my infamous documentary, allegedly caught 7 bodies and bragged about them to the world in songs with millions of views. Then there's others like Taekwon World Lil Tay, who would be more active on social media than in the recording booth, regularly taking to Instagram Live to stalk enemy blocks and ask for shootouts.
Yeah, we have the community with the out any place he get left with the police. Damn! Look, head tow truck. Yeah, I still got my stick out. I still got my stick out. Time out, they tweaking. Yeah, we on the block. Pull up, they get it.
Then you got people like 800 Little Facts, a prolific self-snitcher who at one point was actively trying to arrange shootouts with other trolls, and one of the people who was involved in one of the biggest crash outs in recent Chicago history, robbing an armored truck and leaving numerous people dead in a sloppy bank job that his crew had no chance of getting away with. More recently, there's Bloodhound Lil Jeff, who openly proclaimed to have as many as 10 bodies, and was recently gunned down on camera whilst literally trying to kill another person. But sadly, these figures often have a tragic ending to their story, whether it be life in prison or worse, even death. Hence, year after year, like some sort of twisted reality show, with the latest drill rapper and real killer losing their life, the community is forced to pick a new rapper to bring to the forefront of their discussions. And right now, one of the most buzzing names when it comes to the Chicago drill scene is a young rapper by the name of Von Off 1700. A shiesty-wearing, spectacle-rocking, Chirac driller who wants you to believe that he's the realest thing to come out of Chicago since Von. So today, we're going to take a deep dive into Von Off 1700, taking a closer look at his music, his interviews, the stories around him.
I'm not gonna lie, this nigga is the coldest rapper out the rap. Coldest nigga in the rap game, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Including one particular incident that has Chiracology in a
tough on the mic.
Outside the Shell gas station where the 31-year-old was killed a few days ago. Surveillance video from several different angles captures Benoit's brazen killers getting out of their black Dodge Durango and opening fire.
And work out once and for all whether Von Off 1700 is a real demon or just a wannabe gangster rapper trying to play the killer. Von Off 1700, real name Davon Meeks, is a 21-year-old rapper from Chicago born in April 2003.
And your birthday while you're at it, the month and the day perhaps.
April 22nd, coming up.
He grew up in West Chicago, or as locals refer to it, out west.
So, let the people know where you're from. You from out west, right?
Yeah, I'm off North Avenue, Laramie.
So would that be considered like L Block?
Fact, yeah. L Block, Talk Gang, SBG, Holly Grove, Sosa Gang, TTG, TT Gang, all the same.
an area often considered to be the most dangerous part of Chicago, even more so than the infamous gang-infested South Side. Out west is notorious for areas like West Garfield Park, which was labeled as Chicago's most dangerous neighborhood and was covered extensively on this channel. But more specifically, Von Off 1700 is from North Austin, which is around 10 miles west or a 20-minute drive from the luxurious downtown Chicago, also about 30 minutes away from Parkway Gardens, aka O Block, arguably the South Side's most notorious block. And as can be seen from the Chicago gang maps, the set that Von Off 1700 hails from, called Toss Gang, is deeply entrenched in gang territory, with this block literally being surrounded by numerous other hostile gang sets. And naturally, the themes of gang life and violence are what fuels Von Off 1700's raps, which make him one of the hottest rappers to be coming out of the city today. And while there's no doubt that Von has a lot of ability when it comes to rapping, what gets him a lot of attention, aside from his wild antics, is his very unique look. Fans in the Chiracology subreddit regularly mock Von Off 1700 for his glasses, which make him look like a bit more of a member of the actual subreddit than an actual gangbanger. Now, I personally think his glasses look super cool and pretty gangster. However, don't let the specs fool you. Von Off 1700 does in fact have a track record of arrests, with a gallery of his mugshots being shared to Reddit, possibly indicating he really is indeed a problem in these streets, with one mugshot even showing Von with facial injuries to his lip, with one person even commenting on one of Von's videos saying that he can vouch that Von is really about it and that he shot at that commenter personally in 2022. But despite his innocent looks, Von Off 1700 is clearly nothing to be played with. He allegedly hopped off the porch and got very active in the streets at a young age. In this picture, he barely looks 13 and he's already clutching a pistol like a natural, with people pointing out in the comments in the pic his finger is on the trigger and the cameraman was clearly risking their life just to snap this one. Now, sometime around this age, Von Off 1700 would join a gang set called Toss Gang, which goes by several other names such as L Block, Sneaky Gang,
But a
and
rank be
SBG.
different,
So
bro.
would that be considered like L Block?
Fact, yeah. L Block, Talk Gang, SBG, Holly Grove, Social Gang, TTG, TT Gang, all the same.
This gang is based around several streets in North Austin, named North Laramie Avenue, LeClaire Avenue, and North Lawler Avenue. And as Von Off 1700 describes it, Toss Gang is all the same strip throughout North Avenue. But the gang is spread between 1400 to 1700 Street, hence Von's name, as he hails from 1700.
So like, how is the setup like? Is it like all within the same area? Or?
Yeah, it's all the same strip. All North Avenue was just the 1400 side, the 1500 side, the 1600 side, and the 1700 side. So it's just all congested into one. We all the same. All our blocks are with L. We just got different numbers. So it'll be 1400 north da 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 da, 1500 north da 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 da, 1600 north da 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 da, 1700 north da 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 da. But we all the same, just all different blocks.
Oh, so that's why your name Von Off 1700, because you off.
I'm on 1700. Fact.
Now, not long after he started gangbanging, Von actually moved to Atlanta when he was around 14 years old, as he explains himself that his mum started making more money and moved the family out of Chicago so they could have a better life.
Speaking of your OG and possibly
Yeah, my mama.
more, want to dive a little bit deeper with your upbringing here. Now, for those in the audience, getting to know you for the very first time, care to share where you were born?
I was born in Chicago.
And care to share where you were raised as well?
I was raised in Chicago.
And still reside in Chicago today?
No,
What age were you when you officially left Chicago?
I was like 14, 15, 13, 14 to 15 when I don't remember.
And care to share your current age at this point?
I'm 20.
And your birthday while you're at it, the month and the day perhaps?
April 22nd, my coming up.
Now, what was the reason for moving out of Chicago at that time in your life?
I don't even know. I think my OG just wanted to move. She was getting some bread and she had a lot of money and she just wanted to move. So we moved.
But Von never lost his ties to Toss Gang in the streets, and he was constantly coming back to the city of Chicago.
After 2 years, I went back. Like a year, I went back.
Okay, so at 14 you moved to Atlanta, and then 2 years after that, back to Chicago. And then back to Atlanta again?
Yeah. No.
Now, this has caused many Redditors to question these claims, as traveling back to Chicago from a better life in Atlanta just to gangbang seems like an odd and kind of pointless thing to do. And the fact that Von reps his set so hard and had been rapping about the streets of Chicago whilst he was living in the safety of Atlanta is something he would regularly be mocked for on Reddit. But despite how some Redditors would feel, that sentiment is clearly not felt amongst Toss Gang members, as Von is apparently respected and comfortable in his hood. It's clear from the Live with Barber Hood vlog that Toss Gang and their members indeed have a lot of respect for Von. At one point, Von Off 1700 is posted on his friend's block, surrounded by masked up goons who all appear to have his back.
Bob, you taking us? Hey, Bob, you coming to the 7th block too? Where you from, man?
My block, this Bowman block. Bowman block over there. My block all the way across the street over there. So we had to cross the street.
So now you know where Von comes from and exactly what 1700 is, let's take a closer look at the Toss Gang crew so that we can better get an understanding of what Von has actually gotten himself into at the street level. Vonoff 1700 reps a street crew called Toss Gang, and this set is currently one of the most hated and notorious sets from out west in Chicago. Toss Gang, or TG, are the younger generation of a gang called L Block.
You can go all the way down, all the way across the park. And let like this one over. And I will keep it a buck with you. I will keep it a buck with you. The outside park down there, but keep running. Nobody ever play with us.
L Block's lineage is originally the Four Corner Hustlers crew, a gang which is much more common in the west of Chicago. Now, this gang alliance was formed around the 1960s in the West Garfield Park neighborhood. So Toss Gang's history is kind of different from the usual Black Disciple or Gangster Disciple lineage of more popular gang sets like the O Block or STL EBT. In fact, the Four Corner Hustlers was formed as an enemy of the prominent Gangster Disciples way back when they established themselves in the West Garfield neighborhood. To this day, there are over 80 sets that were originally formed out of the OG Four Corner Hustlers gang. But these days, the past lineage of a gang is much less important than it was back then, and now many of these sets claim to be EBK, or Everybody Killers, meaning they have internal conflicts with and are willing to fight and kill members from gangs that rep the same faction as themselves. Therefore, just because Toss Gang were originally Four Corner Hustlers doesn't mean that they'd avoid beefing with other Four Corner Hustlers too. An example of this is Toss Gang's beef with Black Mob, another crew that were born out of the original Four Corner Hustlers gangs. Anyway, naturally, as an EBK crew, Toss Gang are involved in multiple deadly feuds with nearby blocks. Their most prominent beef is with Sane Gang and Black Mob, and in typical Chicago fashion, Sane Gang is quite literally one block west from Toss Gang, and Black Mob one block south, which puts these rivals in dangerous and deadly proximity to each other. But this isn't all of Toss Gang's beef, as Von would go on to explain. Because of gangs clicking up, Toss Gang are pretty much into it with most of West Chicago.
What got it like this? Like, how did it get to the point where it's like y'all into it the whole west side?
Cause be dying and clicking up. My dead homie was just losing and clicking up like easy. From all the way from the North Lawndale community, clicking up with the Austin community, like how's y'all doing this type of shit. Be clicking up. That's it. A lot of clicked up, all our ops clicked up. So if you want to be with the ops, we're gonna die with the ops. So bro, we're making it toward the whole west side.
Which is the reason why Toss Gang are often repping the title Most Hated, and Vonoff 1700 himself never holding back from dissing his ops, like in this Instagram live where he says outright that Toss Gang is killing Sane Gang.
One of the producers locked in with the ops. He say, man, yeah, don't be on that. I say, man, what he is, he Sane Gang, tell him we killing him. Oh my God. I say, you saying? I say, we killing you.
Like most beef out west, a lot of Toss Gang's beef has been going on for over a decade, and they inherited beef from older members of L Block. This can be seen particularly from a Facebook post by a Black Mob OG who was telling Von that he was a toddler when the beef kicked off. The OG even claims that the war now has died down and questioned Von's gangster, claiming none of his so-called ops even know who he is. But regardless of Von's street credentials, Toss Gang are certainly knees deep in a deadly war. In his No Jumper interview, Vonoff 1700 was asked about his opinion on the Pushing Peace movement recently made popular by FYB J Main and Tay Savage, and without hesitation, Vonoff 1700 would claim that he would never make a truce with his ops, as he has lost actual family members to this gang war.
Peace. How you feel about J Main though, like with the Push and Peace thing? He had to like link with Tay Savage to make that happen, so like kind of two people that are from opposing sides.
That's crazy when I seen that. It was some weird.
You could never imagine yourself doing that.
I'll never do no like that.
Really?
Hell no.
You're just anti-peace in general, or?
No, just not with no. I'm into it. Hell no.
Bro, I seen this interview, bro. The whole interview was just meant for marketing, bro. I guarantee you, bro. I guarantee you.
Because hate the ops so bad, we won't even link up with them and push peace in the afterlife.
Oh, bro, no. I'm great on that. Like, that's what they got going on. Like, I ain't knocking them for doing it. Like, I actually, like, salute them for doing it to try to put a better image out there for people, but not me, not the kid with the glasses.
It's just too serious.
Yeah, I'm murdering their ass. Like, but it's different for me because I lost family. So a lot of people lost friends and I lost family. And then, so it's just like, it's different.
And crazily, he goes even further, saying whenever the ops die, look at us. Us. Team. We.
That's the shit I was talking about. Yeah, that's the shit I was talking about.
Talking about some incriminating themselves on interviews. Look, for we is killing the ops, for I don't get no is killing their ass, for. So tell them we is killing them, for that's what we doing to the ops, for. When they die, look at us, yes.
But when you say we, you're not saying that you personally want to be involved in anything like this, right?
We, team, whatever you want to call it, we is killing their ass.
Now, this is a crazy way to talk about what are, let's not forget, completely illegal activities happening in real life. To give you a sense of just how deadly Toss Gang's beef is, in June of this year, 2024, just weeks before recording this video, one of Von's best friends, Mook Money, was actually killed. Mook was shot and killed in West Chicago, and he was only 19 years old. And because that murder was so recent, there's actually very little detailed reporting on it. But according to Chicago police, Mook, real name Jarion Smith, was hit multiple times in the body by a currently unidentified gunman. His friends would then drive him to Stroger Hospital, dropping his body off outside the emergency room, leading some to believe that he may well have been killed in a drill gone wrong, and that the other passengers in the car couldn't have taken him inside of the hospital without possibly catching a charge themselves. But things would get worse for Toss Gang in June of 2024. Not even 2 weeks after Mook's death, another 13-year-old Toss Gang affiliated youth called Lil Mook was also shot in the head and killed.
The 13-year-old boy is dead after being shot on the city's west side, and police say that young teen standing on a sidewalk on South Independence near West 13th when he was shot in the head, and tonight investigators are still looking for that shooter.
Judging by his name, he could well have been a friend or relative of Money Mook, which is both heartbreaking considering both murders were just weeks apart, but even more tragic, Lil Mook was only 13 years old, and regardless of your family ties or affiliations, that's truly too young to be considered a fair target in the gang war. According to witnesses, Lil Mook was playing with fireworks on a sidewalk with his friends when 2 or 3 teens would walk up and open fire. Suspects in this case have been spotted on local surveillance, and the police would seek to identify 3 shooters. The suspects are all alleged to have been around the similar age to Lil Mook, which really shows you just how volatile the gang war in West Chicago.
Bro, these are the same niggas. You talking about 3 suspects, but it's really the same niggas, bro.
Chicago really is. In the footage, the teens can be seen unmasked, walking nonchalantly and entering a local store, and just moments later, they allegedly murdered the 13-year-old in cold blood.
Damn, bro. Bro, this shit be crazy too, bro. No mask. No mask on these niggas, bro.
Sadly, the 2 Mook's deaths weren't Von's only losses in this year, as in May 2024, just 1 month prior to those, Michael, another one of Von Off 1700's best friends, would also lose his life. But this one wasn't due to a murder, but allegedly, Michael actually overdosed on fake Percocets, and tragically, his death occurred around the same day as Von's birthday. Clearly, Toss Gang are really in the streets, living the tough life that comes with hailing from one of Chicago's worst areas. This year, 2024 alone, has seen the gang lose 3 members, no doubt, with this being an incredibly difficult time for Von Off 1700 and his friends, no matter how much success he's having in rap. But ultimately, these losses haven't stopped Von from calling out his ops at every occasion and talking very recklessly in interviews. Von clearly has no fear of acting wild on the internet, as in his interviews, he would wildly admit to apparent murders as he doesn't believe the evidence could be used against him in court.
If I sit right here and say, yeah, I killed yesterday, and then it so happened a news article got shot yesterday, what they gonna say I did it just because I said?
Nah.
Alright then, so I just killed yesterday and 2 just died. So come lock me up.
Even going as far as to admit to being a paid hitman.
I don't rap. I do a lot of like when money get involved with stuff like that.
You're telling me you're an assassin?
No, I'm not telling you nothing.
Oh, okay, but you're kind of like hinting at it.
Yeah.
But killing ops isn't just the only thing Von has been accused of or openly claims. Another notable event involving Von was when he was accused of stealing another Chicago rapper called Lil Zay Osama's car. Lil Zay Osama is a well-established Chicago artist with multiple hits such as F My Cousin with Lil Durk. He's got numerous songs with tens of millions of views. Now eventually, in a No Jumper interview, Adam22 would outright ask Von Off 1700 if he was the person to steal the car, with Von replying that he personally didn't take the car, but one of his friends did, which is where the confusion arose.
Okay, so you stole Lil Zay Osama's car?
No,
you specifically, or somebody that you know did it?
Somebody I be with stole his. Somebody I be with stole it.
Okay.
Von would say that his friends used to always be stealing cars as a sort of hustle, and that Lil Zay wasn't robbed because he was an op, but rather it was just an opportunity for them to steal a nice whip.
We used to be outside. We used to be stealing cars, and there's another who steal cars.
Okay.
And we used to be outside with them on some stealing shit. And then everybody just started putting us in the it was in like, if they steal a car, they would steal a car. But they said, they tried to say it, but everybody know they did that. We ain't odd name ain't on that. I don't know why somebody put that as a YouTube channel. I seen that.
It was a situation going viral, like Bando KD and Lil Zay, it was saying like they took his car or something. But like I heard like y'all might have had that first or something like that.
Oh no, bro. No, we took one of caught one of our ops con. I don't know what his dumb ass thought. He parked that. His people stay in the hood, you know. He parked in front of his people crib. We just ran through the hood, you know what I'm saying? My dad, we ran through the hood. We see that. We take that. We look up. 3 weeks later, my homie girlfriend and his, you know, they in cahoots. Weird, but word got back like, oh, they got this con. They call us, man, that's my car. South gang riding in that. We'll come kill you out your car. My damn, we free through you.
With this brash and fearless personality, in an age of Chicago drill where the biggest rappers and personalities are the ones with the realest street stories to tell, it's no surprise then that with this wild background, Von Off 1700 had the potential for a successful rap career. And once he picked up a microphone, it wouldn't take much for him to go viral. Von Off 1700 has had a keen interest in rapping ever since high school. As he explains in his interview with 16 Shot 'Em, Von was influenced by his older brother, who he saw rapping at a young age.
Playing on rapping and been playing with that like when I was like in high school. My brother was rapping before me. I used to see him rapping, so I wanted to rap with him, but he ain't never really let me rap with him. So I really started taking that on him in like 2020 by myself, 2019.
His brother raps under the name SBG Brick, and the two have collaborated on music. But it seems that Brick was sent to prison soon after their first attempts at rapping. Ultimately, Von Off 1700 himself would begin rapping seriously in 2020. But it wasn't until last year, in 2023, when he really began to see some success with songs like Free Brick, released on the 29th of November 2023. Free Brick included all of the key elements for a hit drill song, including dissing dead ops and self-incrimination. The content of this song actually led to Von's own mother to disapprove of his music due to all of the dissing that he was doing.
My first song, I wasn't really rapping. I was just dissing people. Like, I was just dissing people. And then my mama real known in the city, and so everybody was calling her phone like, oh, your son just said this in his song, and and she thought the whole world was trying to kill me. So it was like, she ain't really never liked me rapping, but now she on the train though.
But regardless of his mother's disapproval, Von was seeing massive success, and Free Brick was garnering millions of views, nowadays sitting around 3.5 million views. One unique factor in Von's music is the unusual but very memorable beats that he chooses. These aren't your average drill instrumentals. Von's beat selection is much more similar to the hypnotic Houston DJ Screw type beats, maybe with a slightly faster tempo. On the 6th of January 2024, Von would keep up his momentum, releasing the new banger On Deck, featuring another very unique but addictive beat that resonated with his new fanbase. Von would begin the song shouting out SBG Brick, saying free my brother. He then describes shooting his ops in the neck, chasing them down and finishing the job. Then dissing the ops, claiming one had just died and his gang didn't care about him as they didn't post him. Going as far as to claim that 4 shooters killed the op and that Von doesn't discriminate by age. Even if his op's 2 years old, he'll celebrate their death. Now by this point in January 2024, Von Off 1700 was gaining some real traction in the scene and becoming the next big star in Chicago drill. But one question was on everyone's mind. Was Von Off 1700 really living the life he was rapping about? But based on his seemingly innocent looks and shining spectacles, as well as recent posts from his main ops, Black Mob, as well as skeptics in the Reddit community, suggesting that there may well be cap in Von's raps. But soon, one particular incident from summer 2023 would come to light, changing everything, setting the Reddit community of online detectives on fire.
2023?
That Von Off 1700 may just be the real deal. On July the 26th, 2023, Anton Benoit entered the Shell gas station on the corner of East 86th Street and South State Street in Chatham. At around 4:10 p.m, he approached Pump 1 to fill up his car, when suddenly, a black Dodge Durango pulled up in front of Anton, with the driver and rear passenger exiting the vehicle and spraying their weapons in his direction. Both shooters were masked, with the driver shooting a pistol and the rear passenger shooting what appeared to be a mini Draco. To make matters worse, they would use their SUV to run over Anton as they exited the gas station. Anton Benoit was unsurprisingly later pronounced dead at the hospital. Now, when listening to the police scanner audio, it was reported that around 21 rounds were fired at Anton.
633 units in 6 and Citywide. We're getting multiple shots. Spotter 8653 South State, 8653 South State. We're getting 21 rounds, high capacity on the street. Nothing further. Zone 8, District 6 clear. 3-4, can you start rolling on that shot spotter, please? We're getting tickets, person shots. Stand by on that.
622, Bonaparte. We're at the Shell gas station. 613, we got rifle rounds over here. 662 boy, so it's a gray Dodge Challenger. At first they run him over at pump 1, they drag him over, and then they shoot at him and flee eastbound on 87. I don't have a DOB yet.
So they ran over him and then they shot him. Yo, that is insane,
He
bro.
looks roughly about 25 years of age. Extremely critical at this time.
Which can even be seen
crazy,
with massive
bro.
amounts of evidence markers that were left at the scene. This attack was caught on camera from several angles and shared extensively on Reddit's Chicago drill community Chiracology.
Chicago police have released new surveillance video of these 3 suspects. Watch that car there that's moving. This is a July homicide in the Chatham neighborhood. This happened near 86th and State on July 26th. So you see the 3 people there. They get out of that Dodge Durango, that all-black car. They shoot the victim, a 31-year-old man by the name of Anton Benoit. He was just standing in the parking lot of the Shell station, and then after they shot him, they ran over him with the car. This, as they were trying to get away from the scene. That victim sadly died from his injuries.
Liz and Karen, the victim is 31-year-old Anton Benoit. He is from Chatham. He grew up in a very close family. He is one of 7 children. Family members say they hope that the surveillance video released today by police will help catch Benoit's killers. A small memorial left by Anton Benoit's family remains on the sidewalk outside the Shell gas station where the 31-year-old was killed a few days ago. Surveillance video from several different angles captures Benoit's brazen killers getting out of their black Dodge Durango and opening fire.
I know somebody know who somebody is, and I mean, if we knew something, we'll say something, and we love everybody, so just try to help my brother.
Benoit's relatives, who did not want their faces shown, are asking for the public's help in finding the men who killed Anton at the Shell on the corner of 86th and South State. He apparently was pulled up at pump number 1 when the men opened fire around 4:10 on a Wednesday afternoon.
He loved helping people, he loved laughing, he loved smiling.
Family members say Benoit was excited to begin a new job at FedEx after spending a few years in and out of prison.
He looked forward to building his own family. He looked forward to changing his life around. He was changing his life around. He was doing a really good job.
A viewing will be held for Anton Benoit tomorrow, followed by a funeral on Wednesday. Police say if you recognize the shooters in that surveillance video or have any information about the crime, to please contact Area 2 detectives.
Family members of Benoit claimed that he loved helping people and that he was looking to begin a new job and change his life after being in and out of jail recently. Now, an attack this brutal and seemingly targeted surely would not have been random. Clearly, the shooters wanted Anton dead. Later, it was claimed on Chiracology that Anton Benoit was in fact affiliated with a gang set called Bashtown and went by the name Ant. Now, Von off 1700 was not initially being tied to this murder, maybe due to the fact that it occurred in a completely different side of the city, around 30 minutes drive from Von's hood. But in 2024, fans began to notice some clues that Von had been posting around, possibly on purpose. The first sign was on Von's social media, where he posted a picture wearing an identical fit to one of the shooters that was seen in the surveillance footage at the murder of Ant. Von could be seen wearing what appeared to be the very same shiesty mask, black hoodie, and torn jeans. But what's worse is the shooter also appeared to be wearing glasses, just like Von, which arguably is pretty unusual in Chicago. But he didn't stop at just posting with the same fit that was worn on the drill, because in an interview on No Jumper, Von also made some pretty self-incriminating comments, where he specifically told Adam his gang was killing the ops. When Adam tried to get him to clarify that Von didn't mean himself personally, Von replied that he meant it. We, team.
I don't get no killing their ass, for. So tell them we is killing them, for that's what we doing to the ops, for. When they die, look at us, yes.
But when you say we, you're not saying that you personally want to be involved in anything like this, right?
We, team, whatever you want to call it, we is killing their ass, man. If any of you gonna get me locked up, let me know now, because I'm going to trial as soon as they say, yeah, we got this evidence from this interview. If y'all don't get y'all dumbass on.
In the same interview, Von also eerily said that he used to steal Dodge Durangos, but he doesn't get in those anymore.
And the cars we be stealing, is some of the cars I don't even get in no more. Like RT Durangos, I don't get in them.
See, he be chasing that shit, bro.
An interesting comment when you consider that a Dodge Durango was the exact vehicle that was identified as having been used in the murder of Anton Benoit. A very specific detail to mention, almost as if he wanted people to speculate that he was the shooter. Was he self-stitching or false claiming? Still, Von didn't stop there, as he would hint.
I'm not going to lie, like 50%. Now I'm 50-50, like. I think he did it, but I think he didn't though. Because just like, if you overly chasing it, bro, like, it's no way you did it, bro. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, you post up at the gas station while like doing a music video and shit. Like, come on, bro. Like, I feel like some niggas like, I feel like if you chasing it to that degree, bro, I feel like, you know.
This theory in his music too. On the 23rd of April 2024, he would release his new hit, Flame Out, where Von raps about murdering on camera and watching the footage back like an adult movie. And then, more specifically, he mentions catching an op trying to get gas and bouncing out blasting. Then, he takes it a step further, leaving nothing to the imagination, putting it on God that he committed the murder. In addition, on the track SOB, Von also seemingly mentions the murder, where he refers to sliding south, possibly a reference to them traveling to the other side of the city to do the drill. Then, he mentions using a Draco and a 45, which was seemingly matching the descriptions of the gun seen on camera being used by the shooters. All of this seemed to be a less than subtle reference to Anton's death, but while a lot of that does seem quite convincing, many are still saying that Von is not really the killer, inferring that he may well actually be trying to claim a body that isn't his just for clout. For example, this Redditor, who believes Von and Ant could never have even known each other, would also doubt the authenticity of the theory regarding Von's outfit, which seemingly matched the outfit in the surveillance footage. Now, the main doubt is due to the fact that the murder happened pretty far away from Von's enemies' hoods, and Ant seemingly had no ties to their rivals either. Also, Z Money, a Chicago rapper affiliated with Same Gang, recently appeared on No Jumper and cleared up the rumors that Von had been spreading about him. He would question Von's street credibility the whole interview and called him a liar.
Name him. He told me he want agents out. Scrags, you ain't never. You ain't got no money still with the fame you got. You ain't like literally.
How you feel about his music? Cause his music going up though. Like, man, you can't respect the music though.
I can't even respect the Goofy. I don't even know his music. I don't know him.
Yeah.
I told you this. I don't even know him. Like me, my morals and
him couldn't even hang around me. You know what I'm saying? Acting like he doing this and doing this, like he couldn't even hang around me, gang. And it's like flogging. Like I got real young, real live hurt people. Like for real. Like no funny. And it's like he a fairy tale, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he get up and oh yeah, I just killed this. Like you so stupid. You was really like that. That's a real case, you dumbass little boy. You know what I'm saying? Even though niggas talking on these interviews and be trying to seem cool, you really a dummy. You know what I'm saying? You really showing your true colors.
An interesting comment appeared on a Reddit repost of that interview, which agrees that if you're really killing people and going on interviews bragging about it, either you're dumb or a liar, but both options are proof of stupidity. Now, this may explain why Von off 1700 has been so reckless when discussing the murder, as he knows that in reality, he had nothing to do with it, other than sharing the outfit and wearing glasses just like the shooter in the murder. Now, Von may be using this pure coincidence just to increase his savage reputation and make it appear as if he's a killer, causing fans of drill music to really believe his raps, boosting his rap career in the process. Now, Von off 1700 may be more calculated than the average listener gives him credit for, but interestingly, he openly admits that he doesn't take any drugs or intoxicants.
And I don't do no drugs or none of that, so I be on alert and on point. So
that's
like,
dope.
I'm cool, so everybody like in the party, everybody be getting high, drunk. I be walking around with like 10 phones. I got everybody's phone, everybody everything. So it's like it's don't.
So you don't drink, you don't smoke pills, anything?
No, I used to drink lean, but after when I got locked up, I fell back off there. But sometimes I still, like bro them come around, I get off the drink, but I don't really drink anymore. That shit be putting me to sleep. So I don't.
Yeah, I've never been high before. Like I've never smoked weed before. Are you the same way?
Yeah, I never smoked weed before, never.
Now, the gas station incident may really just be a formula for him getting some success in the rap industry and creating some buzz around his name. As to this day, Von shows multiple clues in his video that possibly indicate his role in murder, like this shot in the track Flame Out, where he points 2 pistols at a dead body, indicating that he did the murder, or filming his latest music video Beat Up the Road at a Shell gas station, and again referencing a murder on camera in the lyrics. Clearly, the location choice of this video was intentional as a nod towards a rumored gas station hit. However, surely if Von really did kill Ant that day, he wouldn't be so heavily referencing his part in the murder. Well, what fans perhaps didn't realize is that these lyrics may actually be referencing a completely different murder with some insanely coincidental similar details. As it turns out, another man named Anton was also murdered in 2023, with this Anton allegedly being affiliated to Toss Gang's rivals, Same Gang. He was also killed in a gas station by 2 shooters, with this murder taking place in Chicago's west side in the Austin neighborhood, which is exactly where Von off 1700 is from. Anton Juan Smith was killed on March the 17th, 2023 at 8:45 p.m. on the 300 block of South Cicero Avenue at the local gas station. Anton Juan Smith was killed in his driver's seat when 2 shooters approached his car and opened fire. He was shot in the chest and later died at Stroger Hospital. Both cases have a striking resemblance to each other, but one was way more publicized than the other, with surveillance footage being released.
I was gonna say, because one of them,
Anton Juan Smith, was actually a member of Same Gang, and maybe Von off 1700 was referring to the murder of Anton Juan Smith rather.
Because one of them, like with the Benoit nigga, had footage. It had like footage of the nigga looking like, you know what I'm saying, looking like Vaughn. So I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Anton Benoit this whole time with Reddit actually.
If they got footage of Vaughn on the second one,
Anton Juan Smith can actually be seen at that very same gas station.
That might have been him.
Flame Out, one off 1700 raps, we left him at Thornton's, which is located right near Cicero Avenue, where this murder took place. He also raps about killing the op inside of his car, which differs from the July murder of Anton Benoit, but matches the second off-camera murder that I just identified. And eerily, this Anton looks much more similar to the man in the picture that Von off 1700 is pointing his gun at in the music video. Now, this is all speculation, and nothing can be proved with the evidence provided, but regardless, all of this controversy and the recent stream of hit songs he's been releasing has made Von off 1700 one of the hottest prospects in drill music right now. He recently signed a deal to the highly reputable label Sony Music.
Like my first deal was some decent. My first deal was a distribution deal. I don't know like what's the difference, but I got a distribution deal as my first deal. Like the advance was decent and everything. It's just I just ain't take that.
And Von has continued the motion following his deal on the 23rd of April, dropping his first full-length project, Through My Hood, F Your Hood. And judging by the view counts on his various songs, interviews, and his Instagram like counters, he's clearly on his way to success in the rap industry. But the question remains, is there a murder charge waiting around the corner, ready to derail his music career just as it got going? Or is Von off 1700 really just falsely claiming murders that he had nothing to do with, just to get ahead in the modern-day gangster reality show of drill music? If it's the latter, then perhaps Von off 1700 is much smarter than we're giving him credit for. If the former, then he really is a dummy, ready to crash out. But clearly right now, Von off 1700 is much more focused on his music career than killing his ops, real or otherwise. Because he's been making smart moves, networking in the industry, and focusing on the music. He's linked up with rap heavyweights like Polo G, Sexy Red, and G Herbo.
Chicago Bull versus Chicago. Boy, you out here looking like a scat player. I got a That's counting if you've been trained by a sharpshooter, bro. Oh, so we already heard. No, hell no, hell no.
And at the end of his new track, SOB, he even teased a new song with Bronx drill legend in the making, D-Thang.
Tell him where you at, bro.
We know rack right now. They're really trenches like.
With no what on you there?
No security, not.
Who the security? Wait, who the security? Hold on, security, get ready. Security, get ready. Security, get ready. Where my security at? What is security at? What is security at?
Want to see my security?
What is security at?
Want to see my security?
Show them the security. All right. Alright. Tell them you out here. Tell them you out here. Tell them you out here.
I need security. We in a rack, in a real rack. Not on the side, we in a real rack.
Alright.
The dungeon for real.
Hey, look, when we just rolled through my out there.
Nobody.
Nobody.
Now, we may never know if Von really was the shooter on July the 26th or on March the 17th, 2023. Or maybe we will soon, and that might be the end of him. But right now, only one thing's clear, and it's the fact that as it stands currently, Von off 1700 has great talent and a lot of potential to make it in the rap game. Right now, his name is ringing in these streets, but the jury's still out on whether or not that's for the right or wrong reasons. Hopefully he can stay out of trouble and keep the self-incrimination to a minimum, and then, maybe one day, he might well be considered a Chicago drill legend. And I know this is a weird thing to say, but I genuinely hope he hasn't actually killed anyone. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. Let me know in the comments who you think I should cover next, and until next time, it's been Trap Lord Ross. Peace out.
Bro. Damn. All I know is if he gets killed by someone like Von's. No, bro. Von off 1700 looks like a number two in the world in Minecraft. Oh my god, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's looking like, you feel me? It's looking like that nigga be putting in work, bro. That gas station shit is one of the dumbest crimes I've ever seen. You didn't watch the whole video. Alright.